Greetings, folks. How is everybody? Give me a moment to get things rolling here. Let's see. Today I promised salting and hashing, right? Everybody get that article read? Yeah, sort of. Okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And let's get to it. I want to adjust stuff properly so that I can see what's going on and see the chat and everything. And everybody's smiling faces, even though half the class does not have their video operating. I'd appreciate it if people would be willing to change that particular state of things.
The joke in today's participation is,
I'm glad you liked it. So go ahead and do the participation survey while I'm getting things set up. I think it's not terrible. Let's see here. Okay. In class, interactive web dev, node, and let's create a new folder. We'll call it salt and hash, because that's what we're going to be doing today. Or actually, we're going to let bcrypt handle a lot of this. So let me, I'm going to need one of these. And I'll set my folder up to be node salt and hash. And we'll type in CMD to open up a command prompt for us, because we're going to need that. Let's do our npm init, set up our brand new project. Ooh, it wants to call it salt and hash. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with all these defaults. And it has now created my package.json, which right now isn't too interesting, but maybe we need to add something. How about we do an npm install, and you can write out install if you feel like it, or just do an I. That's fine too. And I want to install bcrypt -node. Don't just do bcrypt. It's a different package. We're going to use the bcrypt -node. It's going to go ahead and install that for us. And sure enough, there it is. It's installed. We've got a node modules folder. If we go inside the, oh, look, bcrypt -node. Excellent. All right. We're gonna need this handy. So make sure you have your command prompt handy. I'm going to create a new file. The install was called bcrypt -node. So you want to do it. npm I bcrypt -node. Oh, wait a minute. I stand corrected. I've told you to install the wrong thing. The problem with bcrypt is there are several variations of it. And I've actually told you wrong. We're going to install a different package. In fact, I'm going to do this. I'm going to come in here to my dependencies on my package.json, and I'm going to delete bcrypt-node. And save that. And I'm going to delete my node modules because I am incorrect. We want to do an npm I bcrypt-node JS. Make sure you have the JS and no period in there. It is a different package. There is a bcrypt-node. There is a bcrypt. All of them are variations for using bcrypt for encryption, for doing your hashing. But we want the bcrypt-node JS. There we go. And this is a completely different package, likely written by a completely different individual. So, all right. I was telling you wrong. My apologies. And so that is now installed. Oh, wait a minute. We're getting a deprecation warning? Oh, so we are. Or bcrypt.js. Let's see. This is one that gets changed a lot. You might have noticed. Let's stick with this one for now. I'll look into the bcrypt.js and see if that one's going to work better. But for now, let's work with the bcrypt-node JS.
Hey,
It's one of those things. Remember, what was that?
So sorry. I had to re-image my computer yesterday because I got it bricked. Thanks to SQL. How do I re-download Node.js?
Oh, go to nodejs.org.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So just nodejs.org, and you want the 12.16.3 recommended for most users as opposed to the 14.2.0, because this one is not fully vetted yet with all of the various packages and things.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So we've got bcrypt.node.js. I may show you another way of doing bcrypt tomorrow. And we're going to go from their own tutorial. I will freely admit that I have swiped this code from the bcrypt-node.js project page. Okay, so I'm going to create index.js. I'm going to say const bcrypt equals require bcrypt-node.js. And then I'm going to create a variable to hold my hash. I'm going to say const, let's make a function here. Make hash, oops, there we go. Equals, and we'll pass in a string. And we will use the bcrypt hash, and it's going to take the string that we passed in. We don't need these two properties, so we're just going to put some nulls in there. And if we get an error, we're passing in our function. We pass in our hash that gets created. And we're going to say my hash equals the hash that we just made out of the string. Does that make sense? And I should be able to do something like this. Console log my hash. And we're going to do some cooler stuff with this. But oops. There we go. And so if I want to encrypt something. We can encrypt bacon. And let's see how this goes. So run nodemon. Ooh. And this is bacon. It has been salted and hashed by bcrypt. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Now, some things to be aware of. If I were to take this console.log on my hash and paste it down here, you think I'd get the same result? Ooh, I get an undefined. Okay, the reason for this is because it actually takes a little bit of time to encrypt. Does that make sense? Think of it, remember when we've worked with JSON? We have to wait until our JSON is loaded before we try and use it, because otherwise it'll say that variable is undefined. The same thing is actually happening here. It gets to, even though we tell it to make hash, it's doing it asynchronously, and it gets to this line before the hash has actually been created. So if I want to do anything with my hash, I should wait and call it inside here. And now that works. And by the way, something else that I should probably also mention is take a look at these two. Do they look the same? Why do they not look the same?
Because once it was deleted, it had to make a new one.
Yeah, okay, it made a new one, but if you encrypt the word bacon twice, shouldn't it encrypt the same way?
Isn't it to prevent hacking of some sort?
It is.
I remember reading it in the article, but I can't remember quite what it was.
This is actually where, yeah, we've got different salt happening. Gold star there, Ryan. So yes, our hash is the same, but we've added the salt, which is an extra bit there, so that it looks different every time. It makes it harder to decrypt that. Does that make sense? So every time we run this, every time we tell it to hash our bacon, it's going to come up with a different result, which makes it much harder for hackers to deal with. Joe's, you're looking comfortable. All right. So I know that I can't use my hash until it's done hashing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create another function called hash done, or maybe hash complete. Hash complete sounds better. And hash complete, we're not going to pass anything into it. We don't really need to, because this time I made my hash is global here. So I'm going to say console.log my hash. And so I'm going to call my hash complete here. So that should still work, right? And it does. But I think I want to do more with it. Now, you might wonder, okay, I can make a hash. That's great. Every time that hash looks different, how do I decrypt it? Thank you, Kia, for answering Kayla's question there. How do I decrypt it? You don't decrypt it. That's exactly right. Because if you could decrypt it, so could hackers. You use a bcrypt compare. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say bcrypt compare bacon to my hash. And if there's an error, we'll pass in our error response. And I'm going to console log my response. It says it's true. So it says when I compare bacon to my hash, that's valid. So you might set up your application. Maybe you've got a login password where you have bcrypted the passwords of all the users in your database. And they submit, here's my password. My password is bacon. So you compare bacon against the hashed password in the database. And this is saying that when I compare those, they are true. And you might be sitting there thinking, wait a minute, they might just say true anyway. But if I were to bcrypt compare veggies to my hash, I run that. So it says when I match it to bacon, it's true. When I try to compare it to veggies, bacon is not veggies. They are not the same thing. So it says false there. Is that kind of cool? You see how bcrypt works?
Yes and no.
All right, tell me the no. Or rather, what don't you know?
What I don't know is what if like veggies got. It's kind of hard to explain, I would say.
So here's the idea. The idea is, let me see what I can do here. Let me open up a notepad so I got like a drawing surface. And then let me get my annotate up. All right, so here's your server. And your server holds your database, right?
Yes.
This is our database. It's got lots of records in it. Okay. So you're sitting here on your laptop. Man, not used to drawing with a mouse. It's been too long. All right, you're sitting here on your laptop and you create a new account. And they say, all right, enter your username, enter your password, enter your social security number. Yeah, don't do that. Anyway, you enter all your personal data that they want for an account, enter your email address, whatever. And then you're entering all that in a form. And when you hit submit, you're sending it up to the server to be saved on the database, right? Does that make sense so far?
Yes, sir.
Now, it's going to save all your information on the database. But if it saves your password, hopefully people have read that article. Tell me why it's a bad idea to save your password unencrypted on the database.
It could just be read.
Yeah, it could just be read. If anyone hacks the database at all, they can go through all the accounts, know everybody's password. And there are a lot of people, no matter how terrible an idea this is, there are a lot of people out there that use the same password on multiple websites. If you do that, please don't tell me you do that. Just fix it. Use different passwords for different websites. If you don't know how to do that, or you don't want to keep track of lots of papers, I personally use KeePass. It's an open source password storing software application that is fantastic to use, but you use what you want. So anyway, you save your information to the database. The server uses something like bcrypt, and it encrypts the password, and it saves it to the database. Cool? So the database for the website has all your login information, but the password is encrypted. So if someone hacks the database, all they've got are a bunch of encrypted passwords. They can't really use those unless they can figure out a good way to decrypt. And I won't say it's impossible to decrypt these. It's just a really big pain, especially if it's salted and hashed. Okay. So the next time you come back to the website, it wants you to log in. So you put in your username and your password, and it sends it back up here. And let's say your password is 1234. I would have picked a better one, but you were being lazy. So your password is 1234. That's not what it looks. Oh, it's got 5. All right. Spaceballs. It's the same thing I've got on my luggage. All right. Some of you understood that.
That was nice.
Anyway, so you've got your password here. Of course, Colby. So, you log in. Well, you try to log in. You put in your username and password, and the server can now take the password that you entered and use bcrypt compare to the encrypted version of your password in the database. And when it compares those, it's going to come back with true, because bcrypt is capable of telling if your current password is the same as the salted and hashed password that it's got saved in the database. And so then it'll go through authentication and say, this person's authenticated. Let's create a session for them. They're good to go, and they can go look at all the locked down pages in the website. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right. Tell me where we're missing things.
I think it was like trying to compare the vegetable and bacon, but I'm not sure what it's comparing to.
Okay. So let me explain that real quick. Let me clear all my drawings and get back to not drawing anymore. So here, when we make hash, we're making a hash of bacon. And that's what you would save to your database. But this is demonstrating now, if I want to compare bacon to this hash of bacon that I made, that's coming back as true, because my original hash is made from bacon. And so when I compare my original hash made from bacon with the actual word bacon, it says, yes, even though this is what my hash looks like, I know that that is the same thing as bacon, so it's giving me true. But if I compare my original hash made from bacon and I compare it to veggies, it knows that veggies are not the same thing as my original hash, which was made from bacon.
Okay, I see now.
And that's why it's giving me false.
Like, it has like compare, but it doesn't have like the make hash in it. That's why it was kind of confusing me, but I see now.
So it's running this after it finishes the make hash. See, that's when it goes and is testing
Yeah,
hash.
I see now.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
All right. So do you all see how you can use this with all the other cool things we've been doing with databases and with authentication and piece all this stuff together, it almost feels like we're ready for a new assignment.
Let's
Are you all
go.
feeling it? Ryan's
Feeling
feeling
it now, Mr. Beatty.
Well, before we get to new assignments, let's make sure everybody does the participation survey if you have not done it already. We'll make sure everyone gets in there. It is especially Baby Yoda just for you guys, since I cannot give you Baby Yoda stickers because, well, I don't know if you want my Baby Yoda stickers from Wuhan, China.
I don't know. Apparently, the news has said coronavirus has been evolved one step further and is now even more dangerous than before. So, I mean, I don't know about those stickers right now.
These stickers right here that I am not even a little afraid of. Look at it this way. I will have plenty of time to find out whether or not I can catch it from these. Anyway, I will thoroughly test them before I give them to anybody. But no, I will not lick them. Okay. So, chances are excellent that we will not be on ground this quarter, at all this quarter. I have not heard anything. Well, no official decision has been made yet about next quarter, just so you guys know. And yes, Kayla, some viruses do mutate a lot, but then some don't, like chicken pox, for instance. The vast majority of people that catch it once, they don't ever get it again. There's still a lot of people don't know about this particular coronavirus. So we'll see. It might be something that they end up adding to the flu shot in future years. Who knows? Okay. So let's talk about new assignments. Hop on over to the LMS. Interactive web dev, assignments. The Data Express, part 1. It's almost like there's a part 2 coming. You'll build a website with the following characteristics. All pages are generated dynamically using Express and Pug. Fortunately, you all know how to do that. All data is stored in MongoDB. Use Mongoose. You know how to do that too. Nothing should break if there is no data in the database. I'll give you a hint. The way we set things up, the way that I showed you to set things up, nothing will break if there's no data in the database. You may only use the packages discussed in class demos or in this document. Users can create an account that stores username, password, email, age, and the answers to 3 multiple choice questions that you come up with. Passwords must be salted and hashed. Use bcrypt-node.js. I'm okay with you using bcrypt or bcrypt.js. I may do a demo in the next day or two after I go and see how different they are from bcrypt-node.js. When someone is logged in, a session should be used to maintain that login status. Use Express sessions. Man, if only we had learned how to use, oh wait, we did that yesterday. If user is logged in, give them the ability to edit or update their information. That includes the answers to the 3 questions. Should have a logout button that destroys the session and removes the ability to modify records. Add a CSS file and put in basic styling so it doesn't look terrible. Be sure to put in appropriate padding and margins, change fonts, colors, etc. Make it look nice. Store a cookie containing the last time you visited the page and display that information on the page. Use cookie parser. By default, the cookies now have an expiration set to session, so they go away if you close the browser. This is a bad thing because it means they do not persist. To fix this, when assigning a cookie, give it a max age as part of an object. The number for max age is in nanoseconds, which is a stupidly small unit of to measure in. So I already showed you how to do this. The last time I taught this class, by the way, is when they had just added the requirement for putting the nanoseconds in, which is why I put that in there. You might recall, I have told you all that the big con of web is that technologies change, libraries change. You've already seen Mongoose had to be modified so it didn't give deprecation warnings. That is different just since the last time I taught this class, which was fall of 2019. Apparently now, bcrypt-node.js is giving deprecation warnings, so I will come up with a good solution for that. The last class was getting, their cookies were getting destroyed because they didn't have the max age put in there, which is why I'm putting this line in here. So I am constantly having to keep my skills up to date too, because these libraries keep changing and they have little patience for keeping things compatible. I mean, so long as you're using the older versions, you're fine. But just know that eventually, if you upgrade to newer versions of the packages, you could run into problems where your code is no longer working because things have been deprecated and actually removed. Now, how many people think this is quite a bit of work? You're not wrong. It is. I'm asking for a lot. So I'm not going to make you do it alone. Bum, bum, bum. All right. It's time to make some groups. We have 26 people. Huh. Okay. Let's see here. I think what I probably want to do I suppose I could have one group of 2 or have 2 groups with 4. I'll tell you what, I see Ryan raising his hand. I'm guessing he wants Joe there. Are you all willing to volunteer to be the group of 2? I'm hearing it. Oh, okay. Tell me the name of your group.
Frogs.
Frogs. Okay. Frogs it is. So our first group is created. Okay, I let them go first because they were willing to work as 2. Now, having the last name of Beatty, I often got to, when choosing teams, I often got to be one of the first ones because teachers often go through the alphabet from the beginning. And so I recognize the privilege that I had growing up. So I'm actually going to start at the bottom of the alphabet. And Daniel, tell me the name of your group. Daniel Vega, can you hear me? Daniel's about to lose his chance. Oh, it's a huge decision. Okay. This, oops, is a huge decision. Excellent. Love the name. All right. Daniel, tell me one person who you are pulling into your group, kicking and screaming. They have no choice. All right, I can grab someone at random. So Kia thinks the name is perfect. Kia, you good with it?
We can go.
All right. Peyton. I don't see that Peyton is here. Peyton has sadly lost his chance to name his group. Annabelle, give me a name. Oh. Does that work? All right. Cool. So who is going into Handsome Squidward with you?
You can go ahead and choose at random.
Do I have a volunteer that wants to be part of Handsome Squidward?
I'll be down.
It is not only 2 for a group. Oh, who said they'd be down? I wasn't looking.
Me, Cody.
Okay.
John Cody asked.
I will go in there also.
Well, only one person gets to go right now. I will show you
Oh,
how this works in a
no.
minute.
It's Ashby,
Oh,
ASHB.
there it is. Sorry about that. There we go. Cool. Sasha. Is Sasha here? Sasha no longer has chance. All right. Kat. Kat, you were here, weren't you? Maybe not. Okay, Dylan. Give me a group name.
I don't know.
Love it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite group names. I have lots of groups named that. Who is going into with you?
I say I'm gonna drag Philip with me.
All right. There you go, Philip. You have a home now. Let's see. Charlie, what's your group name? Silence. I love it. I know Charlie's here. All right. So who's in silence with you, Charlie? Does anyone want to be in silence? After you guys have worked together a little bit more, you will have much stronger opinions about who you work with. I'm not hearing anybody. All right, I will leave it empty for now. Dragon absent person.
Mr. Beatty,
Yes.
there's someone I would like to work with, but she's not in class today. Could we still make a group together?
Yes.
Okay, it's Mara Jenkins.
All righty. Okay.
No, I'm Kagan, not
sorry.
Charlie.
Who is it? Oh, Kagan. But it's not your turn yet.
Oh, okay.
Not
I see.
there. Sorry, I wasn't looking at who was actually speaking on the thing. You'd prefer to be solo. All right, I'll let you go solo. If you want to do that. Oops, I dragged the wrong person out. There you go. I will let that happen. We'll close that group out. Okay, Kayla. Who's in your group? What's the name of your group, actually? Okay, I respect that name. Who's in the group with you? Okay. This is interesting. Lots of people choosing to work solo. Huh. I'm concerned that this cohort has some trust issues, perhaps. All right.
Professor Beatty, you activated my Surrey again by saying I'm concerned. I don't understand how.
Okay, just to balance everything out, I should, just so I can be an equal opportunity troublemaker. Okay, Google. We get anybody?
See, your problem is most of us are using headphones. It won't pick it up if you're not actually speaking to it, and it knows my voice.
Oh, but I think maybe Nick.
Surrey should know mine. It only worked. Trent can't activate my Surrey, but somehow Professor Beatty can.
It's because Professor Beatty is a pro coder. He hacked the system.
Siri, tell me a joke. Okay, anyway. All right, Gabriel. Are you there?
I'm right here.
Tell me the name of your group.
Clone Boy.
Clone Boy. Who's in Clone Boy with you?
I don't know.
I
Just choose a random man or woman to choose my side.
Okay. I will leave that open for the moment because I think there will be some people. Chaz, tell me the name of your group. Unless someone specifically wants to go into Clone Boy. We have someone wanting to join Clone Boy. Soon you won't have an opportunity, but. Okay, Chaz, tell me the name of your group.
Lava lamp.
What is it?
Lava lamp.
Lava Lamp. Who's in Lava Lamp with you?
Anybody?
If Kayla hadn't already gone into a group, I would have put her in there with you. but apparently. All right, let's see. How many groups we've got? 8 groups right now. Nicholas. Or wait a minute, hang on. I don't have either Nicholas in here today. We are Nicholasless.
You look in the chat, he just said he's
He
here.
is, okay. Yeah, but that's the wrong one. But, okay, I see you now.
Oh.
Yeah, see, looking for Nicholas Hurst. Dustin.
And there was only one name that actually made sense, and I'm gonna put it into chat because I'm not gonna blow everybody's eardrums out. No. I was saying, ah. Oh, that's so much better. Oh my God.
Who is in this group with you?
Josh. I'm so sorry, Josh.
All right. Let's see, let me keep certain ones open here. Let's see, I've still got 12. Okay, Nick, it is your turn now. Tell me the name of your group. Not everyone is showing up for some reason. Let's see. There we go. Excellent. You're just hoping I'm going to say it a lot. Tell me who's in your group with you. Who is in OK Google? Someone random. So many options. Oh, actually. Okay, did someone say that Peyton is dropping? Or is that someone else? Someone random. Okay. I think I'm just going to leave that one open for now as well. We have a few open slots. So we're not creating any more groups. So the people that exist unassigned need to choose an open group to join. Okay. So let's see, where are we? Colby, choose a group. Any one of the open groups here. There are a couple of groups that only have,
I'll just join Dustin's group. Sorry.
okay. Kagan, where are you going? Kagan, was it you that wanted to work with Mara? Granted. Done. Okay, Alex is not here. Alex, I haven't seen in a very long time. Nathan, pick a group.
Hello?
Yeah.
Would it be possible for me to go solo?
Getting concerned about all these solo groups.
I would just be my preference.
You know what?
If not, you can just randomly choose one because I don't have a preference.
I think what I'm going to do instead, and this is going to make people frustrated, and I don't care. I'm deleting the group set. So here's the thing, folks. Most of you are third quarter students. And as such, the majority of you actually suck at working in groups. You need to get over that. In the real world, people work in groups. Sometimes it is more of a challenge to work in groups. So I am actually going to force you guys to work in groups. We will assemble the groups tomorrow. I will go ahead and publish this. I'll let you guys take some time to consider who you want to work with. But there is more to this assignment than just the actual requirements. And part of that is learning to work with other people. That is a possibility, Josh. Consider who you want to work with. You will be picking them to a degree. But yeah, I think there are too many people that have an aversion to working in groups, and you're at a point where you really need to start learning to get over those issues. I will go ahead and publish the assignment. Ignore the due date because it's not accurate. Let me actually delete the due date for now. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Anyway, plan on being here tomorrow. I wouldn't recommend missing tomorrow because then you may end up with the leftovers group wise, and I don't think that's what you want. So anyway, we'll deal with it tomorrow. We are actually past time anyway. So plan on groups tomorrow, and either tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to go over a less deprecated version of bcrypt. Feel free to use this bcrypt, but I'll show you another version either tomorrow or the next day. All right, folks, have a good day. Make sure you do the participation if you haven't already.
Professor Betty, can I stick around after class and ask you a few questions?
Yes, you
Okay,
can.
thank you. Very much appreciated.
In fact, I will create a breakout room.